the reason that Harry sent 2 aides to London, and there was another person who worked for the king, and they went out for 10 minutes on a balcony. But this is about money. Some people think that it's about Harry wants to come back and be with the family, and he wants to forgive the family. Very nice of him, but he hasn't had any apologies yet for himself. And I think that that's what it's all about. He wants to force his father. He knows he's ill, and I think that's the reason that he's there.
And here we go again. Harry and Meghan splashed across the headlines, but oh, not in the way they once dreamed. Their supposed fairy tale? It's unraveling piece by fragile piece. At the center of this storm is Harry, the once beloved prince, adored for his cheeky charm and rebellious streak, but now he's trapped in fear, secrecy, and an endless media circus that just won't let him breathe. This man who walked away from a palace to chase freedom across the Atlantic has become something else entirely. The rebel prince turned California influencer, paralyzed by the very empire he and Meghan tried to build. Their world, once painted as fresh and free, is now cracking beneath their feet. Let's rewind. 2020. Remember that picture they painted for us? Freedom from the crown, independence, privacy, healing, the whole spiritual journey sold like a glossy brochure. They promised a life on their own terms, and everyone, for a moment, believed it. But oh, how quickly dreams fade.
And they just make the money up, and Harry will know that he's got a few £1 million. It's not actually the king's, and I doubt if the king's going to leave him any money. But that's what he's going for, because they must know that, they can't live at this level.
Instead of fading quietly into private bliss, what did they do? They sprinted headfirst into Hollywood's harshest spotlight. Cameras rolling, deals signed, red carpets walked, Netflix contracts, Spotify podcasts, explosive interviews. At first, it shimmered like a shiny, carefully curated rebrand. But that sparkle, it's gone, faded into nothing. Angela Levin, the biographer who has followed Harry for years, now claims the fear gripping him isn't just about negative press. No, it's about exposure. Exposure of the smoke and mirrors that kept their brand afloat. Levin hints at deception behind the carefully polished Sussex image, and she swears the mask is slipping faster than they can stop it.
I'm very pleased that they're actually, they show that they're not perfect. They're not the best in the world. Harry doesn't think he's that, but he thinks Meghan is. They've got to rethink themselves, and I've seen a little...
And Meghan, once the misunderstood outsider turned global icon, her narrative looks less like reality and more like an over-edited script. Insiders, some who stayed silent for years, are tired, and they're talking. One of the most scandalous whispers surrounds Meghan's pregnancies. Remember the glowing photos, the perfectly staged baby bumps, every pose polished, every angle covered by media worldwide? But behind the glossy magazine spreads, whispers, surrogacy rumors, padded bellies, PR illusions. Of course, nothing ever confirmed. But the silence from the palace only made it worse. That silence grew deafening. And when silence collides with timelines and appearances that don't quite add up, questions erupt. Questions Meghan and Harry refuse to answer. And if that wasn't enough, imagine Meghan trying to secure a spot as an Emmy judge for a documentary she starred in herself. Can you believe it? A move that screamed desperation. And Hollywood? They saw right through it. She didn't just get turned down politely. Industry insiders say it was a deliberate snub, a pointed rejection. Her dream of dominating Hollywood like she once conquered headlines? Crumbling.
Actually, I think her trying to give another image of being a wonderful mother.
The woman, it's like she thinks she's invented motherhood, like other people don't do this routinely and haven't done it since time immemorial, which has sort of led to the continuation of the human race. I don't know why she thinks she is the most brilliant at everything. She's the example that everyone must follow. Oh, look at me. I play with my kids.
And those glittering contracts, the very deals meant to crown them as power players, are collapsing, one after the other. Spotify, gone. Their lifestyle brand, barely clinging on. Netflix, beyond that first flashy docuseries, everything has been underwhelming, disappointing. Even Tyler Perry, once their savior, offering his mansion as refuge, reportedly feels frustrated, fed up with the lack of follow-through. The hype that promised cultural impact and empire building delivered nothing but surface glitter. Behind the red carpets, though, things get darker. Whispers of strain in the marriage, marriage, money issues, branding disagreements, clashing egos. Insiders claim it's all spilling into heated fights. And Meghan, once hailed as the mastermind of their rebrand, is now described by those close as controlling to the point of suffocating.
Any more programs they had expected from them, and how much money they've made from the things that she's done so far. And once they've worked that out, I don't think they're going to give her any more, but I don't know how much. That's not.
And Harry, spiraling, angry, impulsive, paranoid. He doesn't know who he can trust anymore. That carefully polished image of the powerful, united couple, it's cracking. And once the cracks appear under the glare of the world's spotlight, they can't be hidden. Rumors of divorce swirl through elite circles. Still speculation, yes. But when every failed project, every PR blunder, every awkward red carpet appearance piles on, the smoke feels thick enough to hint at fire. This isn't just a press slump. No, this is a credibility collapse. A once enchanting love story slipping dangerously close to the edge of reality show cancellation. And Harry, the man who gave up a kingdom for love, he's watching his new empire disintegrate, live in real time.
But inheritance of cash money from the royal estate that, he's hoping when his dad passes away, that in his absence of the late father, it will furnish his palatial lifestyle.
Well, they have various amounts of money that people put in.
Meghan Markle, once hailed as the fresh, modern spark the monarchy desperately needed, now faces accusations that go beyond personality quirks. Insiders allege her entire public image, devoted mother, philanthropist, visionary, is an illusion, crafted, staged, and now unraveling. Her pregnancy moments, once global spectacles, were carefully choreographed, camera angles perfect, emotions just right. But royal watchers whispered, something doesn't add up. And those whispers never died.
Milks fame from marrying Prince Harry to sucker people into buying her stuff.
Yeah. I mean, how much of this 100 million are they going to keep? Are they basically pocketing it all and there's no more coming? Because 100 million for the average Joe would set him up for life and most.
From belly shapes that appeared to shift to oddly timed media appearances, some argue it was all staged. Talk of surrogates and staged bumps has grown louder with each rewatch of those public moments. Meghan never directly addressed it, and in a world where silence screams louder than words, that silence almost felt like confirmation. And then came Netflix, sold as a raw, authentic documentary, an intimate peek into their struggles. Critics now call it strategic fiction. Angela Levin and others insist huge chunks weren't just selective. They were exaggerated, omitted, even distorted.
Really, Meghan got Harry because she wanted to marry somebody who would help her out. And I think that's what she got when she got him. But he's not actually right for her.
One damning quote, they made it up and they lied. And those words cut deep. If authenticity is the foundation of Harry and Meghan's post-royal brand, what happens when the public decides it's all a lie? Their social media hasn't helped. Swings between polished, glossy images and bizarre theatrical posts. Meghan dancing, twerking, staging playful moments. Former palace staffers blasted as tone-deaf, even disrespectful.
I think that she's wonderful. But I think also if you've got a house with 16 bathrooms, you don't need it. But I think she's actually got to be with the group A, and she's not, and she keeps on trying. And we know that she's very, very determined, and she won't give in.
Worse, the couple's reaction to criticism. Insiders claim Meghan has threatened journalists, acquaintances, even her own family, with lawsuits whenever coverage turned critical. Angela Levin, Tom Bower, even relatives speak of legal intimidation. The intent wasn't to win in court, it was to scare. But that strategy backfired. Each cease and desist became another headline. Each lawsuit threat only amplified the whispers. Instead of silencing the storm, it roared louder. And Harry? He's unraveling. Frustrated, paranoid, desperate to control a narrative slipping through his hands. Friends whisper he fears the public's total rejection. Already estranged from family, now even Hollywood questions his place. Once the symbol of rebellion, Harry is now seen as lost, drowning in the chaos he created. The empire meant to guarantee financial freedom, a crumbling illusion, broken partnerships, mounting debt. Insiders whisper Spotify and Netflix executives are beyond frustrated, fed up with delays and weak results. Meghan's much-hyped lifestyle brand fizzled, no identity, no spark. Even Harry's memoir, Spare, once a sensation, is now dismissed as a one-hit wonder. With no follow-up, insiders wonder if his moment has already passed. The whispers grow darker. Questions about Archie and Lilibet's parentage, contradictions in timelines, testimonies, testimony leaks. Tom Bower and others openly connect dots, raising eyebrows worldwide. For Harry, who built his identity on fatherhood, these whispers are devastating. Their legal intimidation strategy reeks of desperation now. And the royals? They're done playing. Reports say King Charles quietly rejected Harry's attempts to reconnect. William? Silent as stone. That once strong brotherhood? Broken. And Meghan interprets every rejection as proof she was never accepted. But palace insiders insist it's not exclusion, it's exhaustion. Years of bombshells, interviews, and tell-alls left the monarchy drained. They've chosen distance, leaving Harry and Meghan to face the fallout across the ocean. Public opinion has flipped, curiosity has turned to fatigue, supporters grow weary. What once looked bold now reeks of performance. And the cruel truth? Harry and Meghan set out to rewrite the rules, but somewhere along the way, they lost the script. And behind the scenes, Harry is unraveling even more. Reports describe him as erratic, frustrated, haunted by the thought that one day the world will finally turn on him completely. He's already lost his family ties, those priceless relationships inside the palace. And now, even Hollywood's glittering elite are side-eyeing him. The boy who once symbolized rebellion, who fought against a rigid system, now looks like a man adrift, drowning in the very chaos he and Meghan stirred. And the question that has everyone whispering, is this it? What happens when the mask finally slips, when there's nothing left to hide behind? Remember, financial freedom was supposed to be the reward for walking away from the crown. The big domino effect. Books, podcasts, Netflix shows, lifestyle empire, all lined up perfectly. But instead of stacking wealth and prestige, the dominoes are crashing, one after the other in slow motion. Executives at Spotify, fed up. Netflix, frustrated by delays, underwhelmed by returns. Meghan's own projects, chaotic, unfocused, more about polishing her image than producing real work. Insiders slam her business style as erratic, superficial. No core, no vision. Just another celebrity brand scrambling to stay relevant. And what about Spare? Harry's tell-all memoir roared out of the gate with massive sales, but insiders are already calling it a one-hit wonder. The momentum's gone. Without a follow-up of equal weight, publishing houses wonder if Harry's star has already burned out. Adding fuel to the fire are the most explosive whispers of all. Rumors about their children. For years, questions about Archie and Lilibet's parentage lingered in shadows. Now, those whispers are louder than ever, fanned by leaked testimonies, timeline contradictions, and jaw-dropping inconsistencies. Tom Bower and other writers have even begun connecting the dots out loud. Are these rumors baseless gossip? Maybe. But Harry and Meghan's silence makes it worse. Their refusal to face it head-on doesn't kill the fire. It pours gasoline all over it. And for Harry, a man who has built his whole post-royal identity around being a father and protector, these whispers don't just sting, they gut him. Their aggressive legal tactics only add to the storm. Meghan's team has gone after everyone. Commentators, acquaintances, even estranged family members, with threats of lawsuits and demands for retractions. But instead of silencing critics, it's made every controversy bigger. Every legal threat spins into a new headline. Every attempt to bury a rumor drags it screaming back into the spotlight. What was meant to project power now reeks of desperation. And when it comes to family, any hope of reconciliation feels impossible. Insiders say King Charles has quietly but firmly shut Harry out. Invitations first extended, then pulled back. Some even whisper the palace has drawn the line once and for all. No more emotional stunts dressed up as family reunions. William, once Harry's closest ally, is silent. That brotherhood, once the pride of the monarchy, now shattered beyond repair. Meghan, she sees each cold shoulder as proof she was never truly accepted, never truly welcomed. But palace insiders insist it isn't rejection, it's exhaustion. After years of feuds, interviews, and bombshell tell-alls, the firm is done. They've decided to let the Sussex drama play out an ocean away. And now, what's left is a brand teetering on collapse. Public opinion has flipped, curiosity soured into fatigue, support curdled into doubt. Even their most loyal fans are growing restless. What once felt bold now looks staged, overacted, and shallow. Harry and Meghan set out to write a brand new story. A story of love, freedom, reinvention. But somewhere along the way, they lost control of the plot. And the world? The world is watching them stumble across a stage where the spotlight has turned merciless. It has turned merciless.